been sitting here at my tiki bar, but I ain't seen the sun all day. There's a storm out there, but I don't care. Yeah, I've got Mike's weather page. There we go now. Okay. Mike's weather page. You know that we're tracking every move it makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is it just me or is there spinach in it? There's spaghetti models and empty rum bottles, and sometimes Louis says hi. Hey, Louis. But you don't get no hurries and don't have no worries, cause we're drunk donkey nationwide. Everybody now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Did I ever tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time there was this weather woman. You can come as a pilot, stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching Mike's page. So put your prone head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. Here we go now. Mike's weather page. You know he'll be tracking every move that makes. You know it's Mike's weather page. You know he won't let us all get blown away. Is that Blobby Bobby? I think that's Juicy Jerry. Yeah, Mike, throw a party, man.
All right, and action. Cue the action camera. Our high-tech Logitech super duper drunk donkey cam. What's up, everybody? Hey, I really appreciate the birthday wishes. There's no way I can thank each of you. I can't believe the word got out. The secret's out. I've been celebrating a birthday. Remember, weeks ago, people thought it was my birthday. So today is the birthday. I'm not really a birthday kind of guy, but it is cool that you all are there, and appreciate that. We got a lot to talk about. So today's a crazy day, right? So believe it or not, today is National Pasta Day. If there spaghetti models. I bought the domain in 2004. I just found out yesterday that spaghetti models, or spaghetti, the National Pasta Day is today, my birthday. So that wasn't ever to be fate. We also have our big drunk donkey beer release tonight at the Troubled Waters Brewery in Safety Harbor. Everybody's welcome to come have a beer and meet. We're going to give away free koozies to everybody that comes by and says hi. Not sure how many are coming. It could be a zoo, might be a flop, who knows. But cool little town in Safety Harbor, Main Street. So just come by and say hi. You can walk up and down Main Street. There's a lot of awesome places down there. The water, of course, the marina. So enjoy your night. The weather looks decent. So that's tonight. And of course, we're watching the tropics. So first and foremost, big thanks to our Facebook Live sponsor for this season, ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Been a long season. They came on board this year to help sponsor a little bit and put up with my shenanigans. They have not pulled the plug yet, which is great. They said, just be who you are. So at least they don't look at my personal Facebook page. I might get in more trouble. But big thanks to ABC. Looks like we're going to have a rainy Friday, Saturday. So if you're in the panhandle of Florida, go to your local ABC store and liquor up. Liquor up. All right, so here's what we got. I'm going to talk about the tropics. If the doorbell rings, I might have to sign off, but I will come back. So hopefully I have a Spectre guy come by to check out some electrical work. So hopefully not. Hopefully he's later. County guys, anywhere from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So anyway, all right, so the NHC's watching. This is what we're talking about. All right, so we got tropics. There's really nothing else in the tropics to worry about right now. The season is winding down. Season lasts until November 30th. We do get surprise systems later in October, so this is not uncommon at all. This is definitely the area to watch. Climatology. Most of these systems get absorbed up into fronts, or they get pulled upwards and northeastward because of fronts. This one is totally being affected by a front. Here's the overall look right now. We have a front to the north that's basically creating a lot of shear, and this shear actually will almost help our system possibly get spinning, kind of like a nor'easter. Probably create a subtropical system is what the official word is, and that is because of this shear. It creates a wider, cooler chord system because of the cold air aloft. Obviously it's cooler in the upper southeast right now. That cold air will possibly enter into Nestor and create a subtropical system. But the effects are the same regardless. The only difference being a subtropical system is wider, sheared, meaning even if the center right now of this system appears to be anywhere from New Orleans eastward. Not even New Orleans. Most of it's skirting by just to the east. Probably, Mississippi, Alabama, northern Florida right there. It just seems to be a northeast direct shot. The main action could end up being more towards the eastern side into Florida. Now, the timing of this starts tomorrow. Everybody's like, tomorrow, this week? Yeah, this week. This thing is going to race up tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. We're going to start seeing the outer bands reach wherever it ends up going through the nighttime, definitely, and into Saturday. The good news is this system is fast moving. It's not going to be a Harvey type rain event. It's going to be a quick mover. There will be isolated areas, 7, 8, 9, 10 inches of rain for sure, wherever landfall is. But it could be gone by Sunday, and that would be meaning Sunday for the south. But it will end up into the Carolinas, Georgia, Virginia area into Sunday. So rainy Saturday, it does appear for the southeast and Florida. Should be gone by Sunday. Okay, now this area, we've been talking about it for a long time. Way before I went to Talladega, we had energy coming across the Western Caribbean, and we had energy in the Pacific side, and this whole Central America gyre, they call it, sometimes produces this type of energy. And we're seeing it. So here's what we got. All right, so the official word from the hurricane. Let's look at the spaghetti models here on tropicaltidbits.com. These are your latest 12Z. They just came out October 17th, 12Z. And they're very clustered. Okay, so there's no concern as far as where this thing is going. Timestamps, very, very similar. 24 hours, 48 hours. 48 hours meaning early Saturday morning. Possible landfall along the Florida panhandle. Now, I know I mentioned New Orleans. That's because it could skirt right below, straight diagonal shot. But these models are trending along with that front, a strong northeast movement into the Florida panhandle. Okay, 48 hours. That's Saturday morning. It's pretty sloppy. You're right, Annette. So let's show you some different scenarios, what it's going to look like, what it's potentially going to be. We'll look at some models. Low-end hurricane, maybe. This thing having the chance to get past, like a major hurricane, very unlikely, it seems like, because we're talking about a heavily sheared environment, and cooler air will help choke a little bit. And time is not on its side. So those are some elements right now. Yes, the water is super duper hot. That'll offset a little bit of these negative, environmental circumstances. But as far as a major hurricane, no. Hey, Jennifer, yes, we will see something in Florida Peninsula for sure. And let me show you why. Because let's first off look at a couple more things. Here's the official NHC track. It's not an official system yet. Hurricane hunters are going in this afternoon. They might pull the trigger and designate this thing maybe 5 o'clock. They usually wait till the hurricane hunters go out. But, this is a big but. We haven't talked about this. We don't have a PTC yet, potential tropical cyclone, and that is very odd to me. Because we're talking 2 days out. So that has not been brought up anywhere. That just popped in my head. So realistically, we're within 2 day window here that they should have watches and warnings up. By 11 o'clock, we should have watches and warnings up for the upper Gulf Coast. There is no doubt in my mind that they are got to pull the trigger quick on this PTC. Even if it's not a system yet, they need to designate this as a PTC, potential tropical cyclone. Whitney, correct, it's not tropical, but it's subtropical. I guess. They're going to, they name subtropical. It would be called subtropical hurricane, I guess, Brian, if it was. So anyway, listen, anybody in the upper Gulf Coast, don't be surprised, 11 o'clock advisories, we might have a PTC come out at 11 o'clock because we're within a 2 day window. And if you know the watches and warnings, I think I have a good link here we can take a look at. This is the difference of watches and warnings. But anyway, 36 hours out needs to be posted for warnings, 48 hours out for watches. So they are in their window. Then they need to put up some PTCs. So anyways, at 80%, let's look at some individual models. Let's look at the latest Euro just came out, the 06Z, because this is only available on paid sites. So let's look at the latest, because now that we're getting closer, every model run is getting to be a little bit more important because we're not seeing spread in model runs. When a system's 2-3 days out, I try to show models every run because 2-3-4 day window, they're definitely more accurate. So again, this system is embedded with an upper trough frontal area, which we can see right here. This is currently right now. So here's your current surface charts. Big front draping in, the same front that's bringing that crazy nor'easter to the northeast. Imagine that nor'easter called nor'east. Nile, the difference between a tropical and subtropical system is basically a tropical system is warm core, subtropical cold core. It's only a terminology scientifically. Subtropical systems are usually wider eye. Winds are definitely spread out more. So that's the huge difference between a subtropical system and a tropical. Tropical system is really tight, warm core system. Tropical system. Subtropical system is a wider eye, wind field a lot wider. That's basically the main difference. But here's that front right now we're seeing. This is creating a lot of instability and a lot of shear. Sometimes these little guys, tail ends or fronts, these things start to twist around, and you get these kind of like a nor'easter does. You get the upper shear actually helps enhance spinach. And we could possibly see a heavily sheared spinning system start to develop north with a lot of the action going into the Florida Peninsula. So that's something we're going to watch. That's what the current look is. That's why when you look at the shear map right now, the shear is incredible. This is kind of hard to see, but right here where all these reds are and whites, that's increasing shear. So even though we got reds in the upper Gulf, it's still increasing, which is 80, 90, 100 knots of shear. That's crazy amounts of shear. So that alone right there will help prevent serious strengthening. It's not going to be an end all, but it'll slow down the strengthening of our system. All right, so intensity models aren't showing much, which is good news. Take them with a grain of salt. Sometimes they are good, sometimes they're bad. But intensity models keeping it right at tropical storm. That's good. Then let's go back and look at our latest Euro that just came out. And I don't think we can look at... we might be able to look at... Well, I'll just keep it right here. All right, then we can look at... let's look at pressure. Let's just see if it lowered its pressure prediction. So here's your latest Euro. Yeah, a little deeper. So 985. There's your landfall. This is the latest Euro. Landfall Saturday morning. Panhandle starts to weaken it a little bit before landfall, but it does have it peak out at 985 millibar just south of Louisiana, almost clipping bottom part of Louisiana. So again, we're talking this straight northeast shot is very confident. Every model run the last couple days has been a slight deepening of pressure. Doesn't necessarily mean major category 3, 4, 5 hurricane. It does mean that we could possibly have a hurricane brewing this time tomorrow morning. So 985 is the latest Euro. Definitely the deepest it's been in a while. I saw that earlier today, looking at the ensembles. These usually give you a look into the future. But the overnight ensemble chart for, let me make that super duper big there. So the overnight ensemble chart from the Euro showed this, which indicated to me that the blues are sub 990 millibar. So there you go. Track very confident. This is the latest Euro. Let me just make it smaller. It's kind of, what am I doing here? There we go. Click, click, click. All right, so there you go. I'll just leave it right here. Then we'll see what you guys are saying. But so that's 980 and 999. So the blues are basically possible hurricane, minimal hurricane, as this thing builds tomorrow with the Saturday morning landfall. So heavily weighted to the east side. Whitney, correct. It's going to be a wet weekend, PJ. Yes, not weekend. No. So the good news is this is a fast mover. So Friday, Saturday in the south, yes, wet. Sunday it might be sunny. Be sunny. There'll be some popcorn storms coming up. You know, sometimes we see these systems, especially a subtropical system. There's going to be squall lines out in the Gulf. So Sunday will be a lot of sun for Florida, but we'll also have these little popcorn storms come in off the Gulf. So we'll have periods of tropical downpours, and we'll have rain, sun, rain, sun, rain. Let's check out the latest SPC. Yes. Now, we showed this yesterday. You recall, it was not anything. Actually, somebody in our chat brought it up. Thank you, whoever that was, because there's so much to weather. I forgot to talk about the tails. But yes, the squall lines tomorrow will be strong, and we could have squally, stormy weather because of that. So even with the landfall here in the Panhandle, the eastern side is the strong side. This is Saturday. Primarily maybe some popcorn storms Sunday, but we'll show you some maps and show you that. So that's stormy weather for sure. Saturday with the threat of tornadoes for sure. Tomorrow not as much. This is tomorrow's storm map and Saturday's storm map. Boom, right there. So something else to think about. All right, steering maps. Brian asked. Steering maps, pretty cut and dry. There's our big upper level trough. There's our upper level low, and there's our system steering currents. Bam, basically everything's kind of pushing this thing a little bit more north, and then it's going to go northeast. So steering currents pretty cut and dry on that. And there you go. All right. So let's take a look at, let's look at the 6Z again. I want to show you why this could be an easternly skewed system. So that is a big thing, because even if you're seeing landfall in upper Florida, 3 hour, upper Florida, the peninsula of Florida can definitely still get some squally weather. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Hopefully we can look at rains. Got 3 hour rains. Let's see what this looks like. I haven't looked at this model yet. And it's still running. Darn it. We can go to 00Z. Alright, so let's pull it forward. Alright, so this is the overnight Euro. Let me just leave it right here. This Florida landfall likely. Put it to you this way. Upper Florida Panhandle landfall likely. Could get a skirt in lower Louisiana from some winds, but it's going to be shooting diagonal. Here's your overnight Euro. It's the latest Euro showing a little stronger system, but this is the tail. This is what we're talking about. This is all moisture down in the Gulf. This is Saturday early hours, like 3-4 in the morning. Again, landfall Saturday morning, sometime right up here. But these are the tails that we're going to be watching throughout the day Saturday, and you can kind of see it here. Even though our system's up in Georgia by now, this moisture is showing you that we could get some heavy tails. And with the daytime heating on Saturday, and with the warm Gulf water, I would not be surprised if the Florida Peninsula gets hammered with some pretty strong storms. And that's for Saturday. This is Saturday, 7 a.m. right here. So Saturday, then look at this. This is Sunday. This is Sunday, 3 a.m. Here's Sunday, 7 a.m. It's gone. So Florida, things start to go downhill tomorrow night, overnight, and then Saturday, we're watching for some really heavy-duty squalls coming in off the Gulf. That could be the story maker that I can see. All that instability in the atmosphere, low-level shear. We could definitely see these popcorn storms coming in off the Gulf. Be some big squall supercells. And look at this. I got my coffee. Remember, y'all, I don't have my K-Cup. There's the official, unofficial daytime sponsor of Mike's. So I'm glad I went at 9:19 because I dumped Emily off at the bus stop and I can get home just in time. 9:17. Yeah, let's take a look at North Carolina. All right, let's zoom back out. This is a good map. I like this map. We can take a look at the southeast here, and let's just take a look at the rains again. I posted this earlier, but just to talk it in a nutshell, what we're actually looking at here. Here's your southeast. But as our system comes in, this is tomorrow. This is leading into Friday morning. So Friday morning, we could have a 990, 980. 985 is the latest Euro, so we possibly could be talking about Hurricane Nestor tomorrow. Again, NHC needs to pull the trigger at 11 for potential tropical cyclone number bazillion. I don't know what number we're on. But 11 o'clock, we need to have a cone. We need to have these PTCs out because we're within a 2-day window now. And there you go. This is the latest Euro overnight. But the only reason I'm showing the Euro, it's almost the same exact model as everybody else's models. So the consensus is very good on track right now. And timing is very good on timing. The only uncertainty is strength with winds because of all these scenarios going on. We have upper level shear, but sometimes that shear can help. We've seen systems this year actually develop with high shear conditions off the East Coast, kind of like a nor'easter setup. So sometimes shear is not your enemy. Sometimes shear can actually aid in development. So that's why we're watching close. The ultra, warm waters of the Gulf is a no-brainer. Any low pressure system over the Gulf can definitely spawn these suckers up. So like I said, yesterday was a day to watch. Today's a day to watch. This thing is now currently over water. And let's take a look at some quick floaters, and we'll go back to that North Carolina question. Here is your, here is your visible loop. There's a lot of lightning going on. It's, big convective hot towers going on. This is in the Bay of Campeche right here. So definitely getting a lot of action there. Let's take the IR loop now. This is currently, it's very disorganized, but we're also getting these little, these big cloud tops starting to pop right over the center. So a sign that it's not weakening at all. All right, so back to the Euro. We can look at North Carolina. So here's the deal. This is tomorrow. Here's the deal again. This is the overnight Euro. There's our clipping possibly lower Louisiana as it goes northeast. Mobile, Alabama, somebody asked, listen, anybody from basically extreme eastern Louisiana, definitely to the Florida Big Bend, it's your system as far as a landfall. And yes, the high winds will still be around the eye unless it's such a subtropical system. Then we could look at some estimated satellites too. I'm going to look at. Let's pull those up. But it's twofold. A tight 985 system that the Euro is predicting would increase the winds at landfall. It'll still produce squall lines up into Florida. So anybody, again, Louisiana, New Orleans, eastward, just because, the cone is going to be kind of narrow. Again, this thing can shift a little bit. Watch very close. And okay, so here's your overnight Euro. There again. This is Saturday noon time. There's our squalls coming in off the Gulf down into lower Florida. Here's our rains into Sunday overnight. This is Sunday morning, 7 a.m. So overnight hours, Saturday night. Here's your heavy duty rains. Georgia going into Saturday night. Overnight into Sunday morning. There's South Carolina, North Carolina. Some of the models are actually showing this actually re-strengthen a little bit past the Outer Banks. So the Outer Banks, you could still get some winds and waves. Again, you guys have had a lot of weather this year. Pensacola, I just saw that. Whitney, you're so right. Might not have it'll have a center, but it might not have the big stuff. Could be well away from center. So yeah, listen, I tend to talk about things initially. It'll be weakening as it goes up towards North Carolina, yes. However, Sunday, you're going to get some rain. You're going to get some winds. You're going to get some coastal action for sure. So this thing is not going to be dead by the time it gets to North Carolina. Whitney, that's funny. I love Natalie Decker. All right, so here we go. That's that. Let's look at some estimated. Let's look at some IR. I don't know if we have a good IR estimate on this one. Visibility. We have a simulated IR somewhere. Who has the best one? Maybe it's Levi. Let's take a look at that. So let's go to Tropical Tidbits. We'll show some individual models next, kiddos. All right. So hey, listen, if you're going to the Drunk Donkey thing tonight, it's very casual. We're I don't know what to expect. So there you go. Just come as you are. I don't know how parking's going to be. Nothing. But we're bringing Louie, bringing the family, and we're going to give free koozies. So, all right, and all you supporters, we're gonna debut live our Drunk Donkey Nation live TV show tonight. Flip flops are allowed, Whitney. All right, so here's simulated IR from the GFS. And the whole point of this one is GFS is not the best model in the world, but it does show the eye really close to the tip of the panhandle, but it shows IR, all the current satellite, way to the east, all over Florida. So again, showing you all that shear that's out there in the Gulf right now is going to push most of the action to the east. So that means Florida Peninsula, prepare for Saturday squall lines and stormy weather. I bet you the SPC upset to yellow, which, we could be under tornado watch. Could be under tornado watch Saturday. Hey, Pat, 6 to whenever. 6 is the official. I'm not into the craft brewery world like I should be. There's the tail end of that front, too. Look at that. So that's, there's our comma shape. Eye up here, squall line down here. But they're going to do the official first tap at 6 o'clock. So there's that. All right, let's look at some individual models. So again, if you're just tuning in, we got a surprise little system for many because most people think the tropics are done because most news talks about fall and football more than they do tropics, even though the season is still going on. There's more tropic talks June 1st, when historically there's no systems June 1st, like serious systems. Historically, October has many serious systems, but nobody wants to talk about the hurricane season in October because they want to talk about football. And the Go satellite's glitching here. That's not your computer, by the way. But that's not really good to look at. That's giving me a headache. Let's look at another one. Let's go to tropical. Let's look at tropical tidbits. He has. I'd like to look at wider. Let's look at wider range. How can we do that? How does he have that? Gulf of Mexico. There we go. There you go. That's what we're looking at right now. So we'll leave this up. I'll see what you guys are saying. Big old sloppy mess, but it's very interesting to watch. The core, let's look at the core of the system real quick, because there is starting to get a little 500 millibar vorticity. This is very elongated, but yesterday we saw no 500 millibar. This is your middle level atmosphere spin. Starting to get a little bit of stacking, they call it. Probably not going to get any upper level stacking because of the high shear environment. Here's your lower level winds, kind of unorganized. Go to 700 though, we're getting a little bit of more, very, very disorganized, but 500 getting a little bit. So today's the day to watch. I mean, this is going to be interesting. The simple fact is that, there we go. Let's see. So the facts are timing. This thing needs to be pulled. The 11 o'clock advisory needs to be a PTC. We're within 2 days of a landfall possibly. So there needs to be watches out. Needs to be watches posted for the upper Gulf Coast. And I would expect the watches to include, and what they'll probably do, they'll probably put, I bet you they put tornado or tropical storm watches clear down to, man, I don't know what they would do. They might extend tropical storm watches from, I would say, Mobile. I would say maybe Mississippi, Alabama line to, hell, I would say even possibly south of Tampa. Just because the wind field. But anyway, power outages, yes. There will be your normal power outages based on Category 1 possible hurricane force winds. I posted earlier too, the Nor'easter that we were talking about a lot. They have over 600,000 power outages in the Northeast right now. Derek, I personally don't think that this thing can get quicker than a Category 1 because of time and the sheared environment that it's in. I think we can hit 80, 85 miles an hour possibly. So, but again, it all depends what, it's just, looking at it structurally, again, I always refer back to Michael. Michael was a big ball of convection by the Yucatan, but it was highly concentrated, very low shear environment. It had time to wrap and pull in the moisture. So this thing is ugly as far as presentation goes. And again, fast moving. If you look at the rain maps, 5-day rain maps, fast moving, we're not going to see that 10, 15 inches of rain that we see sometimes with our systems, which is good news. So, we'll see isolated 5, 6, 7 inches, no doubt. Tallahassee, you'll get rain, yes. Tucci Green, it's not going to Texas because of fronts. Hey, Dale, I'll be there. We'll be there at about 9 o'clock, buddy. I might be a drunk donkey then. I'm going to Uber home. I'm trying to get Uber as my official sponsor. I'm going to ride down with Julie and the kids, and then I'll Uber home. Chuck, yeah. So, see, there's your secondary rain there. North Carolina dawn. That's what we're talking about. So as our system pushes off into the escapes off, I'm going to show you individual models here now. But as our system escapes off the North Carolina coast, we're going to have that backside spinning going on, and we're going to get moisture in from the Atlantic. That's why the Outer Banks will get winds. Let's go look at the windy map, just for fun. Whitney, yeah, I believe you. I wouldn't, never take your eye off of these things. I mean, I would never say never. I just, that one scared me for a lot of reasons. This one so far doesn't scare me on the level that Michael scared me because of the factors going against it. So, So we're going to look at a windy map. See what it shows for the Euro, and there you go. There's your big winds, and there it goes off. So there you go. You can kind of get a good look right now. Rewinding it. Let's zoom in a little closer. Here is your basic wind impact overnight. This is tomorrow, 4 p.m. So again, guys, the winds start to come in tomorrow afternoon. Your high winds, again, New Orleans eastward. There's our tail setting up. This is Saturday, 1 a.m. This is now Saturday, 9 p.m. So there's our system already getting close to the Carolinas. It's going to be pulling in all this moisture now from the Atlantic. And there's your Outer Banks. So we got a secondary kind of concern a little bit. Not concern, but, secondary impacts as our system escapes off the Carolinas. And there's more winds coming. There's a little face. Look, every time we do one of these little shows, we have a little face. Look at this. There he is. There's a little guy. He's looking at you sideways. Bah. And wind gusts, we got 70 mile an hour wind gusts coming in. This is all going to be coming in off the Atlantic. So this is as it escapes off. Some of the models are showing it stall out here. Well, that's a big old mess out there. I wouldn't look at that. God, you can't use the colors there. Looks like somebody just threw up a bunch of crayons. So there you go. So not the most organized system in the world we're talking about. We're just talking about, there's a good look right there. There's some more winds. So, somebody was asking about Mobile. So here again, guys, you can never focus only on landfall. No matter where the eye is, you're going to get winds to both sides. It's just the overall field of this thing. Your eye and maybe 20, 30 miles to the east or to the west, but then the majority of the stuff is going to be to the east side. And all that's coming in off of the Gulf, which is going to be fueling it with the warm water. So here's your wind gusts. I mean, nothing to be, scared about, but, we could be looking at Friday night into Saturday morning wind gusts here at Pensacola, 57, 50, 46. This is very reasonable. Now, this is last night's 0Z model. The latest 6Z model just came out with a lower pressure. So these winds might increase. That's why the NHC needs to do their PTC on the double. And there's your winds for, where I'm at. Tampa, 48. These are gusts, but again, I always show the gust maps. There's your sustained winds, possibly tropical storm force sustained winds here coming in off the, Pinellas County. So, all right, let me go. Oh, Whitney, I know customers suck. Pac-Man face, Sharon. Yeah, what do you think about that? So again, if you haven't heard, today is National Pasta Day. It's crazy that I did not know this. I had no idea that October 17th was National Pasta Day. I had also no idea that because it is my birthday. Here it is. National Pasta Day, October 17th. This is the official day of spaghetti. It's the truth. And it's on my birthday. So if I was not destined to do this, then, hey, Cozumel's more fun, James. Trust me. So there you go. That's today. Pretty crazy. And again, if you didn't hear, Nestor is a famous drunk donkey, and I have a feeling Nestor will be called soon. There's Nestor, the famous Christmas donkey. I guess, and I did some homework on it. It was a 1977 ABC TV special. There you go. There's Mike. That's when I was 4 years old. See, I was 4 years old in 1977. So there you go. There's baby pasta, big-eared donkey, Nestor, and there's Boylan. There's me. I'm not blue-eyed, but every kid's blue-eyed, I heard, at birth. Whitney just bought it. Oh my God. It kind of reminds me of the old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. These animated things. I guess that was big back in then. All right, yeah, 1977 was a good year, Jennifer. Yeah, Leonard Skinner. I love Skinner. Let's see what kind of famous music was big in 1977. So we had Barracuda. We had Go Your Own Way. We had Margaritaville. Holy crap. So 1977 was a great year. We had Margaritaville came out. I like that. Saturday, We Will Rock You. Let's see. Skinner. Let's see if Skinner had any songs. Because I know they... Well, there's Sweet Home Alabama. I can't play it. They'll knock me off the internet. But there's a picture. 1977. Skinner was jamming. Here we go. Here we go. There's a picture of Ronnie Van Zant. So a lot of cool things happened in 77. Look at that. It's funny we still jam the same stuff today. All right, so here's a scoop in a nutshell. Got a lot of updating to do. I think we're going to get a PTC. I can't believe we haven't yet. I'm going to go on Twitter right now. Let's post that. With possible Nestor only under 48 hours to possible landfall. Why don't we get a PTC at least by 11 a.m.? I think we will. Any bets? All right. Thing that scares me about Twitter is all the weather people see me and they're like, oh, there's that drunk donkey guy again. Let's see what else. Oh, there's a good logo here. Weather.us. There's a good map everybody's showing. So listen, 985 is definitely a possible hurricane. So we could have a Hurricane Nestor possibly showing up. Just see if there's anything else on Twitter to look at right now. There's not really nothing. So we could, definitely Tropical Storm Nestor, Subtropical Storm Nestor, possible Hurricane Nestor, and that's it. I mean, we got surge, your normal surge worries. The biggest threat, rain won't be a huge threat with this. I think the storyline with this one will be a possibly surprise hurricane, meaning, low end hurricane, if there is such a thing. Don't ever fall for that. It's only a category 1 thing because some of your most destructive hurricanes over history were only category 1. So let me show you. Always included in my presentation that I do, which is a really damn good presentation, I might add. I can't make this screen bigger. But I can, let me see, file, but I can view it maybe. Let's see, view, hold on a minute. File, well, we can say publish to web, and then I can follow the link at least, and then I can pull it up better. All right, so here's what we got. Slide 2, here we go. There it is. Okay, so there's what I want to show you. All right, so hype versus no hype. So some famous category 1 hurricanes: Irene, Isaac, Sandy, Hermine, Matthew, Nate, and Florence. These are U.S. impacted, only category 1. So I don't ever want to write only category 1 because they can cause damage too. So there you go. But anyway, good news again. It's at least a fast mover. We're not seeing a major flooding threat. So the big shockers could be this thing popping into Nestor, because everybody I talked to yesterday, everybody thought I was crazy. Oh, we talk about tropics. Hey, there's no tropics. How about them bucks? So we could have Nestor, and I think the surprise was for Florida Peninsula is going to be these popcorn storms rolling in off of the Gulf. Daytime heating Saturday. Increased stability with the shear presented and basically the squall lines that you get with these things. So I think we're going to have a tornado risk Saturday for Florida, and that'll be what the heck? Where did that come from? Disney World Friday night, Bill. Man, yeah, I think you're going to be right on the border of okay. I think. Yeah. So this is not a Florida event. This is Louisiana eastward up through Georgia, rain, Carolinas. We could have some impacts along the Outer Banks again. So there you go. Flooding, just isolated flooding. Let's look at some. We can look at the NAM model as we're getting closer and closer now to landfall. The NAM model is a good model for estimated radar. This runs every hour. This is the HRR actually. This is not the NAM, but even our HRR, which is a rapid refresh model, showing the rain starting to come in. To Florida, possibly tomorrow. This is tomorrow, 7 a.m. So we could possibly start to see rain bands increase in Florida. Definitely along the upper Gulf. The HRR doesn't really look that impressive, but see, this is a good shot though. This is exactly what we're watching right here. You can see the HRR model. This is Friday night, 7 p.m. tomorrow night. There's our system just east of New Orleans. Tightly clustered storm. There is the subtropicalness in nature with our system. The secondary outer bands here getting out there in the Gulf. So again, we're going to have a double whammy impact here. We're going to have potential landfall in the upper Gulf Coast as possibly hurricane, which 985 could be 80, 90 mile an hour winds. I almost lost faith. What? Boom, you did it. Picked up one as you always have. Oh, John. You lost faith in me. What are you talking about? I was talking about this before I went to Talladega. As just the general area. All right, so again, this is the HRR model. This is a great map. And in this part of my show, this is where I do all my homework, and I actually try to digest all these models. Because I'm telling you, if you don't pay attention to the tropics every 5 minutes or so, these are things that you don't think about. You don't think about the potential wind and instability coming to the lower part of the system. I mean, all the focus could be up here in the upper Gulf, but this is the secondary focus into Florida. Yesterday, SPC had no color. Remember, we showed it yesterday. The Storm Prediction Center, we were looking at it yesterday, had zero chance pretty much of strong storms going in. Where the hell is it? Right here. Now we have dark green, and I would be willing to bet we get yellow in this area right here. Look at this, day 5. We're getting instability for day 5 in the upper Gulf Coast. This is more moisture, instability coming down with that front that's driving away Nestor. So going to be a stormy few days for you folks in the upper Gulf. This is day 5. So this is actually first part of next week. But that's a big thing. We can look at somebody's asked about wind gusts. Let's take a look at some wind gusts. Jake, you're going to get a lot of rain, and you'll get some gusts. You'll get 40, 50 mile an hour winds, 60 mile an hour wind gusts in Georgia. Linda, yeah, I could try. There'll be a front coming. You'll get some rain in Panama, Rick. No doubt. Let's take a look at some estimated winds now from the latest 6Z Euro. 10 millimeter wind. This is not bad, Matt. This is your... Alright, so here we go. This is your latest 6Z Euro just came out. This one's showing the organized system. You can see it down here in the bottom part of Louisiana. This is tomorrow morning. This is around 10 a.m. tomorrow. Drunk donkey time. There is our developing system in the Gulf. Warm water Brian, I'm getting there, buddy. These are your 10 meter winds. Kind of an indicator of what you might see there. Sustained 10 meter winds, not gust. Kelly, yes, I believe you'll get some rain. I believe, yes. Tornadoes are always a threat coming in off of the, yes, tornadoes are always a threat off of the Atlantic, warm Gulf stream. So yes, you got that down right. That timing would be Sunday for you. Camping, yeah, loop current, Whitney. Let's talk about that. Camp out this weekend on the east side of Florida. Well, it depends. East side Miami or east side Jacksonville. All right, so here's your wind gusts Friday. And here is our eye just to the southeast of Louisiana. And we got winds, possibly hurricane, be close. Pressure indicate the possibility. Again, we're talking low end category 1, possibly. Can't see much more than definitely I don't see a 3+ right now. So and we're going to see a little bit of weakening as this goes close to the coast because of the front interaction. So yeah, this map's kind of hard to see the winds, but you're gonna get 30-40 mile an hour sustained winds across Florida, no doubt. These are knots, by the way, so a little more. Always got to add a little bit more. Hey, thanks, Mark. Well, somebody specifically asked about winds, and I'm really curious. Okay, so we watched trends in the tropics. The trends in the tropics have been consistently showing a little deeper system each run. A little deeper, not much, a little deeper. So these winds that came out of overnight, if the system is a little stronger, it's going to end up being a little bit more winds. And those models come out in the afternoon. So somebody's asked about Orlando winds. Looks like the worst winds are definitely Saturday afternoon. Makes sense, right? Sunday's fine. Somebody was asked about Friday night. Look at that. Friday night, Disney World, you're fine. The big winds start to come in early Saturday morning. Looks like the peak of winds could be, noontime. We could have 45 mile an hour wind gusts in Orlando. I mean, come on. I mean, but that's enough. They could close things down. You never know. Next week, hey, it might. Send me an email. Laura Lee, I can't read them all. They come in quick. Bomb Cyclone Kyle, yes, I've been trying to show some of that too, for sure. Lowest pressure ever for October, I've been reading this system. So that's pretty historic. We've had a lot of history making weather this year. We've had farthest east hurricanes. We've had farthest east forming tropical systems. Dorian was a record, obviously, for many reasons. Now we have a record low pressure for the Northeast for October. So yeah, let's take a look at the radar right now. Look at that Northeast, because they got hit overnight pretty hard. Still going on up there. Boom, 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 spinning right here. We've had, not sure any official wind gust reports yet, but definitely close to hurricane strength winds up that way. So I don't know about South Florida getting everything. I think Sarasota northward. You're going to get a surprise squall line. Oh, let's go back to the NAM. I brought it up. I wanted to see. Let's close some windows out. So we'll go back to tropical tip. I don't even know. All these things look alike. All right, we'll go. What was I looking at? Oh, we were looking at here. We are looking at the latest NAM, southeast, not southwest. Unless you want to eat tacos. Southeast simulator radar. All right, so here's your latest 12Z NAM. It's running now, so we're probably not going to get a lot of hours. No, we got to go back to 06. Later, Gator. See you, Whitney. Nick, yeah, it's going to be tough, buddy. All right, here's your latest NAM forecast. We're showing the HRR showing two different things. The HRR showing landfall, upper panhandle, possibly impacting, Louisiana eastward. This is overnight hours. Here's our secondary squall line setting up. And there's a pretty big one right there. So there's our initial one, Saturday overnight. The HRR a little more aggressive. This is Saturday, 2 a.m. So your rains in Jacksonville definitely, unfortunately, 8 o'clock. Your best shot for the rains in Jacksonville will be Saturday night, afternoon. So there you go. There's our potential hurricane, tropical storm. Tropical storm likely, hurricane low chance right now, but you always have to think about that. 985 from the latest Euro, definitely borderline hurricane. There's your tail setting up. This is your latest NAM. This is initial rain band Friday night, Saturday afternoon hours or early morning hours. There's our movement to the north. Now here's Saturday noon. There's that squall line. So Saturday noon, even though our system's up here, we're going to be getting these squall lines coming in off the Gulf. I guarantee it. Well, in my opinion, I guarantee it. Myrtle Beach. Man, wow. There you go. I'm just showing it right now. There's Myrtle Beach. So, unfortunately, the rain's starting to come in early morning Saturday for Myrtle Beach, too. This is your 1 o'clock timestamp right here. 1 o'clock Saturday timestamp. Could have tornado watches up for portions of the Florida Peninsula. That's going to kill some plans. Again, Sunday is your day of sunshine in the southeast, but not for the Carolinas northward. Could clear out by Georgia. So, makes sense. Hey, Tim Lanier, your old Georgia buddy, you're going to get rain on Saturday. All right, so hey, there you go. We've been talking an hour straight. What do we got to talk about? Nothing else. National Pasta Day. Spaghetti models very clustered here. Upper Panhandle, again, don't focus too much on that center line, especially the east side is going to get a lot more action than the west side, a lot more action. Storm surge, Jenna, it all depends. They'll have storm surge maps out soon. A lot of it will be depending on, well, if it's a 985 system, you get your normal Category 1 storm surges. So those will be coming out. There's a lot of good links. Oh yeah, we can't forget about Louis, and I'll have Louis tonight. Problem is with Leslie, well. Tuning in from Kuwait. What are you doing over there, Christopher? Keeping us safe? All right, hey, thanks again for all the birthday wishes. I usually don't talk about it, but somehow somebody figured it out. But the coolest thing is we have our beer release today from Troubled Waters Brewery, and it's National Pasta Day. And we got potential Nestor. So, craziness happens in the weather world. And I'm so thankful the weather gods let me enjoy Talladega without any storm, because I would have been tracking it. No doubt. Here's that front. Here's that tail of the front. All this energy. We talked about this wave. So well before last week, we had a tropical wave coming across the Western Caribbean here. And it's been merging with the Pacific energy. This tail of the front has picked it up. And now it's going to get embedded and start its spinning motion northward, kind of like a nor'easter. The evolution of the nor'easter yesterday is kind of what we're going to be seeing here. Right now, it's a big unorganized mess, but you just keep your eyes open on these warm hot towers as they indicate a strengthening possible system. We can look at some visible loop real quick, see if we see any of these hot towers popping up. There they are. So we'll watch it today, real time. Thank you, Jolanda. We're hoping to distribute it. This is a kind of an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Weather Wizard, no, out there. And of course, our weather, our website. Don't forget our website. Website actually gets a lot more traffic than the Facebook. Big thanks to Sparks Energy. They were at Talladega last week. They sponsored the April race in Talladega, which I might go to. I was thinking about changing our family vacation to April and go to the Talladega race in April. Not because of Sparks. I'm sure he'd give us like VIP treatment. Maybe that's a bigger reason I should go. But then I don't have to stress about October hurricanes because it kills me to have to worry. The hurricanes are first and foremost to me. I would never leave anybody hanging. But going in April, I don't have to worry so much about updates because we don't have hurricanes in April. We have... But it's not as fun. We can't have campfires. So anyway, back to the website. Thanks to them. Remember, I do stream it on YouTube. If you go to YouTube, I have a YouTube channel now. It's called Mike's Weather Page. I have 1,000 subscribers. And I do get some views. I had 1.9 thousand yesterday. It's not bad. So it's on YouTube. I put a little embedded link here. You can watch it on your mobile device. What do they call mobile devices in Mobile, Alabama? Do you guys feel famous? Mobile? Yeah, Dawn, I can. We do, actually. Oh, hey, Brian, good point. Yeah, I was, this has always been a passion of mine. Yes, it has. Look at that, Brian. You can start to see it. You good eye, buddy. There's your spinach map. We got so many cool things to look at. So here's the difference. Here was Invest 95 nearing the Lesser Antilles. You can see all this dry air has kind of killed it. But here's our wet moisture map, and there's a little dry air coming in from the Central America, but definitely starting to get that spinach. But hey, I'm 46 now. I'm getting old. I don't act old, but it's just like Hank Williams Jr. said, the hangovers hurt more than they used to. Hey, Sarah. Louie's Instagram is Hurricane Louie. In our lab, Rusty, as we're moving stuff around the house. See, we had water damage in the bay window, and this started this whole project. So we're fixing that. So Rusty is blind, and the poor dog finally gets used to surroundings, and now we move things around, and he's a little stressed out. But now that Louie's home, they're sleeping on the bed together right now, which is great. So I'm not going to bother Louie. Louie has become Rusty's like security blanket. So everybody drink David. Yeah. Oh, hey, let's see if anybody responded to me on Twitter. They'll be like, who's this guy on there? Let's see. I had 26 likes. Wow. I really don't know how to read comments though when I post something. There we go. Volusia County Eastern. They're just asking questions. Cat one, so there you go. Underrated. Yeah, well, people passionate. What is all this stuff here? Bomb cyclone. So how y'all like that word, bomb cyclone? That's when your pressure drops like 24 millibars, I think, in 24 hours or something like that. I don't know. All right, so listen, possible hurricane, possible subtropical in nature, quick mover, impacts start tomorrow. Yeah, Bud, you're right. They're fall. Well, I think the season's getting later. And plus, they're talking about. Let's look at the model. We haven't looked at the models yet, real quick. Well, look at the MJO forecast. Well, here you go. Sinking air, October 31st. So, hey, look, that's a good sign. Sinking air sometimes means lack of convection. Sinking air. So that could possibly mean November might be slow, hopefully. We're in a little uptick right now, which makes sense. That's why we're getting a little, the next few days of increased convection in the tropics. Let's look at tropical tidbits real quick and look at some long-range modeling. See what it's showing. See if there's anything on the horizon. Here's our little guy setting up down here. Nestor 998, Panhandle, goes off the Carolinas. Some of the models are showing us stalling out, maybe going back in, but that's just more of a rainmaker for the Northeast. Long range. Some people showed this down here, but That's Central America, and that's way too far away to worry about. So there's that. And the euro, let's rewind it. Here's your euro, latest one, 985. This is overnight. Crossing Carolina. There's that front. And nothing really. This is that midweek Gulf energy, actually, next week. A little more rain, but yeah, nothing in the 10-day map. So could this be it? Could we end with Nestor? Nestor could be the end. This is the end. I got a new Drunk Donkey song too. I don't know if I'm afraid to share it, man. Andy, if you're listening, buddy, Andy Simmons wrote a really cool new song, and I'm afraid anytime there's a new song, if they'll flag it as copyrighted stuff. So I'll post it, and we'll go from there. So. All right, so we're anxiously waiting 15-20 minutes. We'll see if there's a new update. PTC coming up. I have a feeling if we don't, very irresponsible. Not irresponsible, but that's the whole point of a PTC. It's a potential tropical cyclone. We should have a potential tropical cyclone because watches are supposed to be issued 48 hours in advance. Well, we could start to see an effects tomorrow night. That's almost 36 hours out, right? So we could have, we might have tropical storm warnings pop up with a hurricane watch. We could. We might. Let's see. All right. So if the stars are aligned, this is where I go crazy here. Let me zoom in. So at 11 o'clock, if we are to get anything, let's do this. Let's draw like they do. Well, that's not the one I want to use. I gotta kill that one. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna go. Well, that's not even right. All right, we're just gonna do this. So if it was me, 11 o'clock. I don't know if we would do warnings. All right, so that could be. That would. And it's not a big guess. I'm not, I saw a prediction earlier in the year that everybody made fun of because the guy colored like the whole coast. I'm not. The only reason here is because it could skirt right here, and that's going to give wind. And then it goes here, and actually we could have a little pocket of nothing. But the fact that this is subtropical, we're going to see tropical storm force winds all the way down to possibly Naples. I really think, and they'll be inland too. And then if we had drew another line of, we could do this, like this. We would do this and make that one hurricane. That's supposed to be pink. That's hurricane watch. So if that was, we could have a tropical storm warning in place by 5. Oh my goodness, that doesn't look very. Hell, any drunk donkey could do that. I'm just following spaghetti models, but that makes sense to me. I mean, I don't know if they would issue. Let's see, a warning is 36 hours out. So 11, that would be Saturday. See, these would probably be watches. So I don't know what a tropical storm watch is. I think it's yellow. So that might be what we got. I don't know. All right, whatever. And somebody yesterday said I was drawing line jokes. I know. I love reading comments. So I read one comment that somebody was bashing me because I wasn't gloom and dooming it enough. And then I had another guy, the complete opposite of what the guy before him said that I was gloom and dooming it too much. What are you talking about? How can you gloom and doom the facts? Right? There's a current water vapor loop, lots of moisture in the Gulf. So be interesting to watch. All right, we're going to watch it. That's it. Makes sense. I'm pretty confident on what we got cooking right now. So again, if you just hear The rains start to set in tomorrow afternoon for Upper Gulf all the way down to Florida West Coast. Tomorrow, that's Friday tomorrow. 11 o'clock advisory. We should get a PTC soon. We could see deepening of the models following that Euro trend just an hour ago. So potential hurricane could be in the forecast for the Upper Gulf Coast. Timing would be landfall Saturday morning with lingering effects throughout the day for Florida Peninsula. Sunday, skies clear up and moisture continues for South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia as this escapes off close to the Outer Banks, and we could see a second round of severe weather threat for the Outer Banks coastal areas as the warm Gulf Stream will feed in feeder bands into the coastal areas. So a little bit of double whammy news, and Saturday is going to be the day to watch for these popcorn storms. Heat of the day, warm Gulf water, sunshine, instability, shear could be interesting. So, there you go. Don, they said it. 10 a.m. Hey, look at that. Just posted. Oh, I wasn't reading you guys. Okay. Well, that's cool. Now I got my work to do. I got to update the site in the web. So there you go. All right. Cool beans. All right. So if anybody coming tonight, listen, I don't know what to expect. I hope to get to talk to everybody. I hope there's not a bazillion people. I hope there's more than 2 people. My mom and dad are coming. My wife's coming. The kids are coming. Louie's coming. My buddy Phil, who's going to be my drunk donkey sidekick's coming. So we're going to do a live stream around 6. And then we're going to do a little special one around 8 for supporters, which is going to be the debut of our sit-down, side-by-side, Drunk Donkey Nation Live. That's what we're going to name it, Drunk Donkey Nation Live, because there's going to be, because listen, Halloween is Thursday, Thanksgiving's Thursday, and I don't even know when Christmas is this year, but, so we're not going to do it on Thursday every week, or every, Christmas, well, Christmas Eve, Christmas is on Thursday, no, Wednesday, so we could do it, well, you know what I'm saying, it's not always going to be on Thursday. All right, cool. No, Leslie, I won't have any shirts, but I have free koozies. We'll be giving away free koozies. It's my birthday. Hey, Ashley, cool. Hey, special people are born on National Pasta Day. All right, cool. All right, we all have a great day. I guess we got new advisories we're going to have to post 11 o'clock. This will be very interesting. Very interesting. So no worries, guys, right? This is not a Michael. This isn't a Harvey. This isn't an Imelda. This is a fast-moving potential hurricane with definite direct impacts near the eye wall with winds and surge. The secondary effects are going to be felt across the Florida Peninsula with the squall lines coming in Saturday. More stormy weather, potential for tornadoes for sure. And then Carolinas, again, have to watch. So that's it in a nutshell. All right, have a good day, guys. Oh, no Louie. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let me go get Louie. Louie needs to wake up. Hold on a minute. Louie's stretching. He's snorting. He's like a little pig. I like to squeeze him. Make him these little sounds. All right, there's our morning Louie. Say hi, everybody. Look, Louie, there you are. Say hi, everybody. Look right here. He's the most posable dog on the planet. I take pictures with him, and I just tell him to sit there and stay, and he sits there and stays. All right, there's your day. There's your morning with Louie. Hey, listen, you can buy coffee cups too. Check this out. I need to talk more. God, I always forget Coneheads. So Coneheads, we are the Coneheads. I got a shirt. I don't know if I'm gonna wear a Conehead shirt tonight. I'm gonna be like a NASCAR guy. I'm gonna wear a Conehead shirt and then I'm gonna wear a Drunk Donkey shirt. But we are the Coneheads. And we also got Louis coffee cups. This is so weird. I bought 6 of them. I bought some for Christmas. So there's your morning Louis with a hat. And again, I'm going to post all the pictures from Talladega from our Humane Society charity that went really well. This is maybe do it next week when the storm passes and we have nothing else to talk about for a while. So there you go. All right, enjoy your day. I got updates to do. Watch for the NHC Upper Gulf Coast. Tell all your friends we have potential hurricane Nestor, tropical storm Nestor likely. Everybody's gonna think you're nuts, and you'll sound like a genius. So. All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks for tuning in as always, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9/19. Bye.